Hi guys, I'm Ju and this is Evan. We are from
ButtongenicX.
Alright, so today we're going to talk about the benefit of strength training for youth. So Evan, share with me, when do you first time start your weight training?
I was introduced to weight training by my dad when I was like 12 years old because I started playing ice hockey, or I was graduating in ice hockey with some guys who were maybe like 13 or 14 years old, and he was afraid I was going to get hurt.
Okay.
So we started bench pressing. So
Wow.
that's kind of all he really knew, you know, and so I went with it, and I kept going because I like to be physical, but also I wanted to be involved and to be able to compete with the guys who were older than me. So I had this kind of fear to keep going strong, and also I was growing at 12 years old. Like I could feel my muscle was coming and I wanted more of that, so I started at about 12.
Cool.
Yeah.
I started at when I was university.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I take a course, bachelor degree of sports science
Okay.
in University of Malaya in Malaysia.
Right.
So that's the first time I try out weight training because one of my friend have a weight training experience.
Right.
So he do a transformation during the holidays,
Sure.
and he come back, he look amazing, and all of us like, wow, what have you done? So
Right.
that's the first time that all of us like, okay, shall we? Can you teach what we do?
But didn't you play sports growing
Yes,
up?
that time.
But so there was no form of like strength training or anything like
Do
that?
not have.
where you got-
Unfortunately, I would say strength training is some things that
It's cultural
yes,
in a way. So it wasn't
Yes.
really a part of the culture there
yeah, not yet.
at all?
Yep.
Like in
no.
any sport? What
No.
sport did you play
I
growing up?
play softball, and what we do is like we do something like more body weight,
Yeah.
push up,
Right.
lunges, sit up, crunches.
When? Like at practice or after
Yes.
practice?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
During practice, we'll spend like half an hour to 1 hour to do all this
That's
physical
good,
stuff.
though. That's good.
Yeah.
You can get a lot done with that.
Yes.
When did you start playing softball?
Officially 13 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
13
Awesome.
years old,
Nothing
yeah.
before that?
Um,
Swimming or
nah.
no?
Play basketball,
Sure.
games,
In the neighborhood?
badminton.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, a lot of the kids that come to us now are coming to us because of sport, but also because their parents are seeing the benefit of it themselves, and they want their kids to have a skill set, or really to be able to manage their physical body as 15. I feel like if you miss that 12 to 15-year-old window, you're going into 17 years old, then you got university coming right behind that. Then you're going to get busy with school. So it's not like you can't do it. I mean, you did it at university, but you
Yes.
were in it. You were interested in it, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times my clients, they go to school, they went to university, and then they got busy with work. And what happens when you go to work? You have a priority, and that's working your way up into the company and like establishing yourself. And you forget about this until you're like 45. And for now, that's I don't know about you, but that's my like most common client is about 45 years old when they're like, how did this happen?
Yep.
So it's almost like prevention.
Yeah. Do you remember like you share a mission with me when you talked to me like 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Like one of the best way to make this place a better place is to give the right education for our kids so that when they grown up, it become a habit and a good culture, like you say.
Yeah, right. I believe that.
Yep.
Well, I believe that's what we're aiming to achieve, honestly. And the value of doing that for me means I stay youthful as well, working with kids. It's a fun experience to watch them grow and to witness their desire to gain growth and like the realization of their body. Like, what do they call that? KQ? You ever heard of that? Like EQ and KQ is like body awareness.
KQ is like physical
intelligence.
Oh,
but
physical
I guess,
intelligence.
right?
Okay, first time I hear that.
Yeah, so teaching that at an early age, like we're all on this planet at the same time. 45 and 15 isn't that big of a difference, really, if you ask me. It just happens pretty quick. And if you don't have a good routine and a good awareness with your physical body, whether or not you're training for sport, but more specifically, like for the kids here in Singapore, I think it's stress management. Like I had two kids come in last week, and they looked like ghosts, and they looked like they crawled out from underneath a rock. And I knew exactly why. It's because they were studying. They were just stuck in the studies. And one of the other kids was like tan and like active and alive. He wasn't in exams. And it's not like exams are bad, but you know, as we go, there's got to be some kind of balance. And I think the adults get stuck in the exams for like years and they lose themselves. And in fact, I don't know if they ever found themselves through physical work.
Yeah.
Maybe when they were younger, but dude, not here in Singapore. A lot of work is done for us. So I just really value the opportunity that we have to like teach these kids how to understand their bodies and understand physicality and intensity and pressure and force and just heart health and conditioning within sessions. So yeah.
So would you like to highlight like how this our strength training program can help the kids to develop in their physical or sport?
Well, I think the thing that comes to mind is these kids are busy, right? So how do they get to us? Like, what is bare minimum, and what's the basis? Like you just asked, you know, what are we actually intending to do? So the question I have is, certainly some of these kids are being physical at school, like they have workout class and stuff like that. I don't know if they're being taught the depth of understanding that we're providing. So it's almost like a tuition, like an extracurricular tuition. And I think if we look at it like that, especially here, that's something that raises an eyebrow, like physical tuition, okay? Of course, we want to focus on academics, but if it's just that all the way through, they're going to go to school at college and just be kind of maybe lacking a skill set to manage the stressors of life. So are we working specifically for sport? I think we're working specifically for a basis of general strength understanding, and within the conditioning realm, how much rest period they need for how their body's responding to energy and how their heart rate's responding to their effort. Like that's probably the best gift that we can give them, and that will help them in their sport and injury prevention and just confidence in performance. Like if you're playing tennis, like slowing down to have the strength to understand how to do that is way better than trying to slow down and kind of fumbling beyond that, you know? So I don't know, what's your perspective of training these young guys and girls?
Strength training will definitely help the growth of the bone, the muscles, and also the joint, the health of the joint.
Yes.
Like there are few factors that faced by kids to grown up to become a teenage is their growing rate become very fast.
Yeah.
Especially for those tall kids, right?
Yep.
Actually, if you train all these weight training, strength training with the functional at the same time, actually will help the body to adapt the growth even better.
Right.
So you won't feel struggle and pain in their joint when they grow up, because their muscle become more elastic.
Sure.
When they train properly with the right movement of our training.
I agree. Yeah. I've witnessed kids grow really fast, and realizing, you know, keeping some athletic rhythm and understanding some tension gave them their body before they had to figure it out 3 years later. Like they were along with the growth of their body in that understanding. And you may not realize the value of that. It's how do you actually like realize that when you're in it, as opposed to if you never did it? Like how can you compare those two? You know what I mean? How will they ever know the actual value that they achieved? In this journey of like muscular development and bone health, like you said, it's that's a big
actually
one.
To be honest, like if I have a chance, I would like to start this as early as you. 12 years old.
Sure.
It's like, you know, like I really have a dream of like achieve to a higher level sport. I train very hard with whatever my coach give to me, but I believe that if I can start weight training young, my performance and I will be taller a little bit more.
Really? See, that's a big
nutrition
misconception.
play a big
Oh,
role,
nutrition
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Sleep, nutrition, and then train. If you understand how your body can bring up to a better performance, I'll do that.
I don't know if you would understand it right away. It might have taken 5 years to like get it, but at least you started when you were 12. And by the time you're 17, you're well mature, going into that degree with a whole lot of curiosity and understanding already.
But now, like after like 15 years of experience in weight training as a personal trainer, so I like, oh gosh, if I can start this earlier, if I can do this earlier, I'll be like maybe one of the top athletes. In my place.
Wow.
I want to be there, but I have no chance. So now I think
At what age did you start to realize that?
To be honest, it's like about 20 plus.
Yeah.
I studied sports science, right? Then I become a personal trainer. So I train a lot just for the sake of training. I never thought of anything. And one day I go back to sport. I play sport with guys actually. I don't play sport with women because for girls who finish their university, they are not active anymore in Malaysia.
Sure.
So I train with guys. And amazingly, I can, we will do some physical running, all these kind of things, right? I can run as fast as male.
Yeah.
As fast as my coach, which is very fit. Yeah. I'm like, wow, it's quite surprised that I can do that. Like, what if I start this earlier?
Right.
I can become even better, right?
Yeah, that's, well.
So, would you like to share what is the parents' review for our training?
Yeah, so, you know, obviously we want to make the parents happy in this whole journey, and you know, for the 8 to 10 students that we have so far, I think one thing that parents really like to see is like postural development. You know, like, but also confidence is a big key factor of our focus, and it's a hard thing to measure, but when you hear the conversations that the kids are kind of coming to you with, like they'll talk about things at school, like with their peers, and how do you respond in these situations of, I don't know if
they share a lot of things with you, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's peer pressure, but just that feeling of, you know, how to belong when maybe they are developing a little bit faster than some of the kids around them, and in that competition mindset of like a 14-year-old, like how much can you lift, and when our students are probably doing 75% of what these other guys are doing, but they're doing it well, and they'll end up, you know, not that we're trying to compete with anyone, but we want to be safe and smart, but while we're being safe and smart, we're talking about life situations and stuff, and I really believe that parents are appreciating that, because no matter how much a parent can talk to a kid about these situations, I don't know if the kids really want to listen to mom and dad about that, right?
Yes.
So we're kind of like their mentors and their buddies in that process. So that's the big realization I've had so far.
Yeah, and also one of the topic that came out in my mind is school bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that like a lot of kids who do not have good physique, not interactive and connective to their peers, it's easy to get bullies, and sometimes they don't even know they're in that situation.
Right. Yeah.
So I see that few of my friends who already grown up was a victim of school bullies, and now they train so much and become so big, they say now nobody can bully me anymore. Actually, that's their mindset.
Yeah.
So from here we can see that like how important it is to build a good physique outside, to give them a confidence so that they will be more self-confidence and brave to bring themselves up in this environment.
Yeah. You know, I don't think it gives you everything. You know, I think you can be fit and be unconfident at the same time, but I would rather feel fit going into sometimes a lion's den. You know, like I'm sure it was hard. You know, talking about bullying, like sometimes kids will like team up on other kids and just verbally, and I felt like I kind of bullied the bullies in school a little bit. Guys that would pick on other kids, I would let them, you know, put them in their place
Thumbs
a little
up
bit.
for you, Evan.
Yeah, thank you. I took pride in that in a sense, but maybe I was accidentally a bully, you know, unintentionally, you know. But I know my sister struggled with that, and I think girls can sometimes be a little more deeply cruel than
from
boys.
The worst part.
Yeah,
from the worst part.
So
the way they talk and the way they psycho people.
Probably, you know, and it's all insecurity, I think, when you're doing that to somebody else. So if you're secure in yourself and you're able to do pull-ups and you're squatting with some intensity and you know what it's like to create pressure, you can maybe take that stress of the moment where you didn't feel good about something that somebody said. Doesn't mean like you're just completely rock stone and you don't take the feelings of it, but you use those negative feelings. At any gym in the world, I think a lot of people are using the gym not just for fitness, they're using it to manage their emotions. And so again, it just comes back to the skill set of having that understanding of how to walk into a gym and not just only look at the treadmill. and go, okay, I went to the gym. You just, you ran on the treadmill? Like, put some chalk on your hands and start pulling and pressing and hitting the whole body. And in that process, you'll learn a weekly routine that is a gift to you, right alongside the education that these kids are getting here in Singapore.
All right. Okay, Evan, let's share that to our friends, what we are doing right now. What do we offer for them so that they can join us?
Right. So to be clear, Chu and I are working over here in Robertson Key. Right now we're in Fort Canning, right down the street from our gym, if you know where that's at. And it's a really nice little studio at Platinum Fitness. Our aim is to run more group classes, but right now we have them on Monday and Wednesday after school. Not every kid can make that, but on Saturday we have 2 p.m. and the intention is to grow that out over time. So at any given time we might have 3 to 8 students in class. So Chu and I are running that and ensuring that each time they're in there, depending upon how many times they come, and as they graduate through the phases and their age group, so we have these categories laid out, they're just growing in strength and confidence, and you can see that in the way that they show up. So right down the street, Robertson Key, group class Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and we also offer one-on-one for like more specific like development. So when they enter into that group class, they feel ready to go and confident in understanding our voice. Did I get all of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you are interested and get more information about what we do, you can reach us through our social media. And also you can visit to buttongenic.com. We got a website, Youth Academy, right?
Yeah, you'll see the link in there.
Yeah,
buttongenic.com, Youth Academy. That's right.
Okay, so just click in and figure out go and find out what we do. And if you've got any question, you can look out for us.
You can follow us on Youth Academy, Buttongenic Youth Academy on Instagram, and share this with people. You know, like if you believe in our mission, it's very mission based. We're excited about it because we think it can really grow. Like there's no reason why this couldn't turn into a place where people feel like kind of left out if their kids aren't showing up and doing what we're doing. So if you believe in that, share this with your friends. It's easy to flick this Instagram link over to them. So thank you for watching. Looks like we got a nice little crew here, and Chu and I are really looking forward to developing the youth here in Singapore and globally.
See you guys next time.
Thanks.
Bye.